What's up, guys? Big Papa Leads here. Do you want to take your solar lead gen into the stratosphere? Do you want to rocket ship those leads straight to the moon? Well, you're in the right place. Because today, we're going to dive into a solar account. This is a little test account I've been messing around with because I know a lot of you guys that follow Leadbase are in solar. One of our most watched videos is a solar video, and there's a lot of people asking questions about solar in the Discord. So I thought I would run a few tests and show you guys how I would improve quality and scale solar campaign, because I think it's a very, very popular industry for good reason. There's obviously a lot of incentives. There's tons of potential clients, and yeah, there's a lot going on in this industry. So I've set up some ads. I ran a few little testers, and let's jump on the computer. I'll show you how I would take this step by step to get better quality solar leads. So here we've got two campaigns. Let's just start actually on this lead form campaign. So I've set up a lead form campaign and a landing page campaign. And so a lot of you guys are starting off with lead form campaigns. So I did the same thing. I thought I'd try this out in South Carolina. I'd spoken to someone who might be interested in leads there. I'm not really interested in going to solar, but figured might as well just run a little tester to see what's going on here, because everyone's asking questions. I'm like, what's the deal with solar? So I've got this campaign. I set it up pretty quick. I got 2 leads for $18. Not bad. And what did I do for targeting here? For targeting, I did 50 miles of Charlotte, South Carolina. I think Charlotte. And I just did wide open targeting. I didn't do any, I don't believe I did any, I hate Advantage Plus things. Yeah, I literally did wide open. I honestly didn't even think about that because I was just running a tester so that I could make this video. So I ran a wide open, got 2 leads for $18. In terms of creative, what I like to do is kind of look at what's going on in the industry and then kind of work at that. So as far as I've seen, a lot of people have been running the kind of the zero down solar, no cost solar, all these types of ads. And I think that's becoming pretty saturated because I have really kept up with the solar industry over the past year or so. And so I thought I would write some ads that kind of combat that and maybe do something a little bit different. So with this little brand that we have here, I've run 2 different ads. I do tell you guys to test more copy and ads than I've done here. So I am testing, I think, 10 different ads here, ad creatives here. I'm only testing 2 copies. I would just go ahead and test 5 different copies if I were you, because I see a lot of people in the Discord saying, I'm testing 1 text and 1 ad and I'm not getting results. And I tell them, you have to test more. You have to write more ads. You have to have more creatives. You just have to give Facebook more to work with, or Google if you're working on Google. So I wrote 1 short ad here. I looked up some information and saw that South Carolina, or the Carolinas, are set to increase their cost of electricity is set to increase by 12%, but there's actually a way you can cut your total energy cost by 70% or more. So when you install panels, obviously your bill could go from $200 to like $30 a month or something like that. There is the cost of the panels, obviously, but I mentioned 25% tax credit. So this one's I'm basically going, full on, benefit focus. So here's the benefits of going solar. This ad has probably been written 1,000 times. There's probably a bunch of people running it. Not necessarily the most competitive ad, but that's okay. And then I wanted to write an ad just to show you guys kind of what I do when I go into a new niche, like I said. So everyone's saying zero down solar, and it seems, my sense, again, you can't always assume you're the target market, but my sense is that people are tired of hearing zero down solar or no cost solar, because it does cost money. I get that your monthly payment on the panel is what you could save in your electricity bill. It kind of is zero net cost, but it just seems like people are tired of hearing that. So I wrote an ad about how solar isn't free. But that's what everyone's advertising, and kind of trying to play on the consumer side. I've written a lot of ads like this. I'm playing on like, hey, avoid the other scams out there. Let me tell you the truth, and kind of getting to the bottom of things with people. So I kind of did a little calculation for them, talked about how prices are going up. You can save off your bill. The average solar panel has a lifespan of 30 years. After 6 to 10 years, you'll save the total cost of your panels. It's kind of just being a little bit more information based. Talk about how we can connect them with the best provider in the area. And I have these kind of big time headlines here. So first thing, anyone can write ads, anyone can get creatives that work. Like, these are just image creatives. I didn't even make videos for this. I have recorded some videos that are just quick hitter, basically just reading these scripts essentially, that I've tested in the past. Maybe I'll show you guys in this video if I can find one. I think I ran it on TikTok a while ago, just testing TikTok. Anyways, these are just image ads. I did go with kind of image ads that, again, played into my truth angle, A lot of them are like that. Solar's are free, no, but you can save $100 per month in the long run. So again, kind of playing on the consumer side. I've got these news ones. I've got stock image. I think this got leads. I think that got both my leads actually. Let's actually see. So I got one lead for $7 on this one, and one lead for $5 on this one. Interesting. And then I got, again, it was the smallest sample size ever, but one lead per text, which is fine. Yeah, anyways, you really want to mix it up with your testing. You can't just expect to throw one ad out there and one creative, because there's so many people in this space. You have to think outside the box. Like if I was going to go into this space, I would do more than this. I'd have videos. I try to have a lot more going on. So that's my first tip, is just to really focus on your creatives and testing. In terms of the form here, I've got several more questions than the basic. So one thing you're not going to be successful with, unless you're just testing and you want to just test some creatives and run a simple lead form, you're not going to get good quality leads when you're asking just for name, email, and phone number. So I've done a bit more here and asked a couple different questions. Facebook forms are annoying. You have to ask your custom questions first, and then you can go into your other questions. What do I do for intro? Form type, intro. Apparently I didn't write an intro. Pretty sure I wrote an intro. Weird. There you go, another blunder, because I was rushing this. But questions: what's your average electricity bill? What type of home do you live in? What's your income level? The reason I'm asking these questions right off the bat is because I want to collect as much information as I can, obviously, to sort out tire kickers. And the types of, like, I can sort out the leads that aren't going to work for people. So if someone has under $100 a month in electricity bill, it probably isn't really worth it to kind of close them as a lead, because they don't have much of an electricity bill to begin with. If they live in a mobile home, that potentially isn't going to work either, like a single wide mobile home, because there's not going to be enough roof space. There's a lot of issue with those. I've heard people say those just aren't good leads. So I'm just trying to sort those out. I'm also asking, I've heard people asking if people are on a fixed income, if they're retired. I just want to know if they're making under 40K, they probably can't afford solar panels. So I want to know their income level. And then I'm asking as many questions as it'll allow me in these basic questions: first name, last name, phone number, email. I want their street address. I want everything about their home. So this is about the best a lead form can get on Facebook. I'm asking as many questions as I possibly can of this lead form. One thing to note is as far as I can tell, I think most people are using lead forms for solar. And when you target somebody with a lead form as the intention, that's actually one pool of audience. And when you target somebody for conversions on a landing page, that's actually another pool or audience, because Facebook knows that certain people convert on lead forms and certain people convert on landing pages. So something to note is you're actually, I think, competing with more people on lead forms than landing pages, because there's always going to be more people using lead forms. Hopefully that makes sense. And that's encouraging you to use the landing page, because I don't think I've ever sold a client leads, and I don't use them anymore at all. I don't think in the past I ever have sold someone lead form leads that stuck around. So some food for thought. Another thing to consider, if you're going to, in terms of targeting, I would target more major kind of like metropolitan areas and urban sprawls. You don't want to be targeting like farmland that's like 300 miles out into the, the boonies, because that's probably not going to be a great lead either. So that's something to know for targeting. I just wanted to mention. This is the right off the bat thing that I would do for solar. Maybe I'd ask a few less questions if I was really early on just testing some creatives, and I just wanted to simply see how people responded to the creatives. But those are the base questions I would personally ask if I wanted any chance of getting a decent quality lead on these. That's the lead form. Now we go to the landing page. So you've tested some stuff with lead forms. Your clients have told you that leads suck, because they probably will, because lead forms suck. Next step is to go with a landing page. So all I've done is actually taken the same creatives. Let's check out. I haven't run this yet. I've done the same creatives, and I'm just running it to a landing page. So let's take a look at that. It's my little demo page here. So I just put this together just to show you guys what I would do. This is what I would do if I was going to go into solar. Again, I picked South Carolina. So this is the graduation from a lead form. So new solar incentives, see if you qualify for incentives. So I would have 10 different variants of this landing page using Unbounce. I really like Unbounce. I know a lot of you guys use Go High Level or Leadbase, and that's fine, but I do think Unbounce is worth the money because you can split test. It's or split test headlines and landing pages. It's probably my favorite piece of software that we actually use, because I can literally just go and click one button and create another page and change this headline out, or change this out, or change this out, and test a bunch of different stuff, or change how the page is laid out. It's so easy to use. Big fan of them. So again, this is what I've kind of graduated to, and you're going to get better quality traffic because you've got somebody off of Facebook. So do you live in the USA? Do you rent or own? They need to own their house. What's your bill? It's at 200. Do you have a household income over 40,000? Yes. What is your household employment status? So this could be relevant to your buyer. Again, I'm just trying to ask as many questions as I can that is going to filter out leads. So if they said unemployed, probably not a great lead. If they're on a fixed income, probably not a great lead. Employed is going to be hopefully the most helpful if they're making over 40K and they're employed. Is this a single wide mobile? No. If they say yes to those, they go to sorry, we can't help you. That's going to depend on your client and what they want. Obviously, we've got the Google API in here. Just plug in whatever. Chicago, forward, boom, enter my information. And I will be, and this is dynamically updating as well. We're going to send you the #1 recommended solar company in Chicago, which doesn't make sense because we're doing South Carolina, but you get the picture. And then after this, I like to have a thank you page that, I guess I'll show you an example. Let me just pause this. So this is the type of thank you page that I would use for solar, because I've heard a few people talk about appointment booking ratio on lead forms being bad, which makes sense to me because, again, the quality is just not there on lead forms. This is an example. Oh, this is the example I've shared with Leadbase, which is good. How is that conversion that good? That's weird. This would book around 30 to 40%, sometimes even 50. But this is the type of thank you page I would use. So you kind of want people to think that they're not finished completing things yet. So step 1 is complete. Check your email. But step 2 is to book your free, to book your solar quote or book your whatever. Book a free consultation now by selecting a time on the calendar. You'd have your client's calendar here. And this step 1, step 2 is a great way to get people to book an appointment, and also having a video. This is me just saying, thanks so much for filling this out. We're going to connect you with the best people in your area. They're going to tell you the real truth about solar, blah, blah, blah. Gain some more trust there. The longer you keep them on this page, the better, because hopefully your client can just call them right now and be like, hey, I just got your information. Are you ready to book the appointment? And they can go and do it. So good clients will call them fast. So this is kind of the funnel that I would set up. Trying to think if there's anything else I should mention here that I would do. I would then take my winners and go to Google Discovery, take the winning headlines and take the winning kind of creatives and add those into Google Discovery and Google Search, which I still need to make a video on. There's been a lot going on here. I do think Google could be a good opportunity, or YouTube would actually be a really good opportunity for people trying to compete in solar, because Facebook has become pretty saturated. So maybe I'll try and get a video together on that. I haven't ran any solar tests in Google, but yeah, that's my advice for today. Again, a few things just to know to recap this. You need to ask more questions in your lead forms. You need to test 10 creatives and 5 copies. You need to test. Again, you can ask anything you want in the Discord. There's no dumb questions. But if you come to the Discord and you're like, I tested one thing and didn't work. Yep, it's not going to happen. You need to test lots. So test, and then graduate from lead forms when you can. Use Unbounce or Go High Level and create a quiz that's going to create a higher quality lead, because sure, you can sell lead form leads to your clients and sell one order of leads to them and make a couple bucks. But if you want them to stick around, you're going to have to probably pay more per lead to get a landing page lead, but I'm sure your client's going to pay more for a high quality lead. So hopefully that makes sense. This hopefully helped you understand how to get solar leads. If you haven't already joined the Discord, we have over 700 members in the Discord. So make sure if you want to take your lead gen to the moon, you join the Discord today, and I'm in there answering as many questions as my fingers will allow. So hopefully see you in the Discord, and stay tuned for new announcements coming soon with Leadbase. We're excited for this year, and we appreciate all you guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.